After vanquishing the withdrawn in the right, the time has come for you to search the stars again and determine where next they shall take you. The stars yet shine for you, revealing various paths forward. Wolfred's Planner. Alright, so we beat them down. Somewhat. The essence would be next. Ugh, should we go fight them? Let's see, what do we have? We have those guys. Pamitha. I almost feel like we should do it in like a northern order because that's how we've always done it, but Pamitha and the other guys. But I also like it keeps changing. So I don't want the chance for her to be liberated with what she wants to do to the Commonwealth. So we should probably do them next. Even though I don't want this guy liberated, she worries me the most. So rude to have another brush with Tamitha. Perhaps she'll spare me yet another moment of her time. She's here because of me, and I am here for her. Tamitha then tells you more of your next adversary, her own blood sister. Tamitha Thayan, a harp of the High Wing remnants raised from birth to excel in outmaneuvering her enemies, she seems driven by her hatred for the Commonwealth. After retreating to the mountains centuries ago, the Harps refused to join the Commonwealth, and those old tensions boiled over into raids or skirmishes or all-out war. Flight tacticians such as Tamitha gave the High Wing remnants a swift and powerful military presence to this day, despite the Harp's small numbers. She once hatched ambitious plans to overthrow the Commonwealth, breaching its defenses so her sisters could rain down untold destruction. On the darkest night of the year, she led a daring infiltration mission deep into her enemy's lands. It almost worked. However, she was betrayed by someone very close to her, someone branded a Commonwealth sympathizer, Pamitha. Tamitha was caught, clipped, and subsequently exiled as a prisoner of war, but being trapped within the downside only stroked her fury. I wound up in here not too long afterwards. Anyway, it's complicated. What happened between us, what I did for her own good and that of our sisters. Though I'm beginning to doubt that Tamitha will ever see it that way. We'll see, I suppose, but for now, I'd best try and catch what sleep I'm able. Pleasant dreams then, darling. You bid a good night to Pamitha in return. No time now to make flight preparations, though come morning, the black wagon will press onward. Page revealed. Hedwin. I'm going to read this page. Hold on. The withdrawn did spawn forth from the wild witch Melithe in those valiant pursuit of the unknown and unknowable. I always felt a certain kinship. Whether the withdrawn were Melithe's kin by blood or merely worshippers, we trusted one another not to ask or care. What mattered was that Melithe chose the most audacious minds, who stopped at nothing short of the impossible. Though ever distant, the withdrawn revealed to us such truths about the land which long lay hidden, even to one such as I. Their knowledge ever waking into newfound depths of consciousness, they lead us all to better know ourselves. Hedwin. You can tell something is troubling Hedwin from the moment you approach. You're not the only one, either. Looks like a case of broken heart to me there, reader darling. Trust me on that one. Hedwin overhears. It's nothing. I think all the travel's catching up with me is all. You don't make much of a liar, Hedwin darling. Now then, let's have her name. Or his? It's obvious, isn't it? That obvious. Now go on. Hedwin hesitates a while, then... Her name was Vikani. Someone for whom Hedwin cares deeply. They were separated in the Commonwealth. Vikani? But that's a harp name. Yes, she's from the mountains, same as you. You don't mean Feikani Shang, do you? We feared her lost in the gorge. A harp with whom Pamitha had a brief acquaintance. Aww. What? You know her? Come on, Hedwyn. How many of us harps do you think there are? Your commonwealth has been rather successful scoring my people from our world. But yes, Feikani Shang and I had spent some time together in the past, flown a few sorties now and then. We were in different units, though. She was reconnaissance, if I recall. She said as much to me, but what happened to her? When you were sentenced, it was about a year after me, wasn't it? So maybe she was alive and well when I last saw her. Got back from the gorge with a few scrapes and some good information. Granted, that was several years ago. Who knows what could have happened since? Though I must say, she never mentioned you. I'm impressed she managed to keep secret your relationship. She could have gotten herself into some real trouble. You keep her secret too, please. Oh, don't worry about me. Down here, I'm in no position to betray any more of my people. Besides, I liked Feikani. Not bad either. Why, this is rather sweet. Hedwyn just stares at her. I'm sorry, Hedwyn. I wasn't trying to make light. I wish I could tell you more about her, though I think that you must know her better than I do. Yeah, look, I'm sorry too. I didn't mean to get on your case about it. It's just, I don't like to talk about it much. It's a lot to have to explain. I understand completely. So then, now that the awkward introductions are out of the way, could you tell me any more about what she was like? Well, let's see. We continued talking for some time about Feikani, and how such a relationship would have been seen in both the High Wing remnants and the Commonwealth. For Hedwyn, just knowing that Feikani still lives, or at least that she was still alive after his exile, lifts his spirits. Anyhow, if you get out of here, or if I get out of here, we'll have to seek her out. If I go first, I'll let her know you're in one piece. Thinking of her still. Thanks, Pamitha. That means a lot. Don't mention it. As the conversation winds down, they bid you and each other a good evening and go their separate ways. I did some research online, and the way that you only get 3 companions to choose from to be liberated, and it's always the 3 with the highest amount of enlightenment. So Hedwyn is at 4. Rookie isn't quite there. Huh, Tizzle was the highest. He was our next, but he doesn't seem that far behind Rookie. Oh, I may have played with him after the rite. That might be why he doesn't seem. So basically, I want to liberate Hedwyn next, and then I want to liberate Rookie. So I want to make sure that those 2 are in the top highest. I pretty much want to stop playing with Tizzo, unfortunately, because I don't want to liberate him. He seems happy in the downside, so why liberate him when I could liberate somebody who wants to go home? I also don't want to liberate Pamitha because I think she wants to stay with her sister, and I don't want her sister getting back to the Commonwealth. So that leaves us with Sir Gillum and Faye and Rookie and Hedwyn. So I guess, yeah, work on those 4. Also, I read that there are 6 liberation rites, and we already did 1. So that leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4. If I didn't free Pamitha or Tizzo. That doesn't seem bad. That would let me free Tizzo and leave Pamitha. Although I don't know. Part of me, like, are we gonna get more companions? Is this gonna be a harder choice coming down the road? I don't know. Also, I looked at this, right? I haven't talked to Sandra in a while. Well, hello, my lovely reader. What may I do for you? What is on your mind? Ah, my best friend in the world, come to visit me again. Aww. Does it make you comfortable, perhaps, that I should call you thus? Perhaps you think that you do not yet know me very well, but I know you just fine. You reveal a great deal to me when you come visit me like this. You are not the only one who can sense things in others, you know. She laughs to herself. One learns to read a bit when forced to suddenly appear within a book for 837 years or so. Especially if one is wont to pry a little, you understand, for it gets rather boring here. I know all about you. A common wanderer who vowed to help their friend be free again, only to end up spending all their time talking to an apparition stuck in a stone. Oh, I know about your loves or lack thereof, about your favorite pastimes, certain habits you may be somewhat loath to admit. Fear not, of course. I use this special knowledge only as a means to entertain myself, I think. And if you don't like it, why, just keep your distance, like so many of your predecessors. As for the Beyonders, they are as wraiths to me, as I must seem to all those idiots with whom you consort. I cannot confide as easily in my own kind as I am able to confide in you. But I suppose that I have said too much. Thank you ever for the visit. You've given me a lot to think about, more than you know. She laughs again softly. That was an odd conversation. Go forth and show your adversaries what you have learned. Is she trying to put distance between us? All that, I know your deep dark secrets. You are certainly persistent, reader. Okay, alright. I thought maybe we had some stuff to catch up, but maybe not. Let's do this again sometime. Interesting that she can't talk to or form relationships with the others in the crystal. I don't know if she just doesn't like talking to them. She says they're like wraiths to her. I don't what does that mean? Like literally she can't talk to them, or she just is indifferent to them? I don't know. Okay, let's continue onward. Take off. What? What is this? What is that? You soar near the border of the sandfolds where your companions first found you in the downside long ago. There's nothing for you there, and you wish never to see it again. Oh. Alright. Who are you? You can hear the angry hissing coming from Ugnilde all the way from your position. Ye think perhaps the skies belong to ye. Foolish. The skies and everything above them and below belong to the astral born. Ye shall be smitten from his skies on his awakening. Now be gone. Okay. Crash into you some more. Maybe just leave you alone. A gloom hangs thick above the pit of Melithe and all around it. You were brave to seek your adversaries here again, reader. Many in the downside believe it to be nothing other than a foul den. They take the tales of Yishlek Astralborn to be mythology, embellished through retelling over time. You have met others, such as Witch Umilde, who believe otherwise, although whichever their beliefs, I know of none who would go near the place unless the stars demanded it. Thus shall your coming right against the essence take place in complete secrecy, as always the rites have. Oh, down here. Below, amid the desolation of flagging hands, you see big birch roots from which you first embarked by sea. You wonder how its venerable proprietor is faring. I am certain Big Bertrude must have left a strong impression on you all. She's not easy to forget. I have known her since before my exile, or hers. She's been here a long time. I've sent my agents to repay her for assisting you, and to send her our regards. The old wagon must have been in need of some repairs. Where are we going? Oh, I guess we're choosing where to land. Okay. The lone minstrel knows of a task along this route which you may earn stardust. Hello. The lone minstrel suggests that a good supply of stardust may be found along this route. Oh, they're both stardust? You sense that Hedlund may gain a deeper understanding of the rites along this route. But stardust. And you're gonna leave me, Hedlund. Like, you're next. I don't know. Stardust. But I also want to talk to Hedlund. Frick. I like his conversation. Hedlund. Fine. I gave up Stardust for you. Page revealed. You return to the dismal region known as Flagging Hands. Straight away you sense an air of dread, yet cling to hope that you make your stay as brief as possible. You and your fellow exiles have time to yourselves before the day is done. Nonetheless, the dismal environs soon take their toll on everyone. Oh, everybody lost hope. It says most lost hope. Suffer alongside them. Nobody likes to be down here. Oh, Beyond Her Crystal seeks Fae. Great, let me read this. Beyond the valley lies the Flagging Hands, which could be called a swamp if an entire sea could merely be a lake. Soon after our arrival, several of us fell into dark despair. Such were the environs. I found it rather fascinating, though. It held aspects reminiscent of the southern bog, which we dwelt in as a tad. We grew accustomed to the dampness of the air and grew to savor certain twigs and beetles. It can be said the Flagging Hands are an acquired taste, recommendable only for those of our same bent, or perhaps the downside's native imps. The sea surrounded by the environs on all three sides, appearing insurmountable at first. Hold on. You call upon me for some purpose, my reader? Ask what's on her mind. You know, my lovely reader, I must admit that I did not expect your little followers to be quite so receptive to instruction as thus far they have proved. I know not whether they owe it all to you, or have somewhat more to them than I first inclined to think. In any case, however, I am pleased that they are not entirely disgraceful. I like to keep my expectations well in check, seeing as I have been thus expelled until the end of time, so it is pleasant when those expectations are exceeded every now and then. Although, I cannot quite recall when last that was. But the best part of all this are these brief times in which you visit me in my domain. I know you cannot for long. This damned crystal in which I am enthralled shall see to that. But perhaps you have surmised whenever it decides that one of your little friends is worthwhile enough, why, I can offer them a trial, and likewise I can offer you a chat. Sometimes I think you achieve those trials of mine. Perhaps it does something to trim the length of my eternal banishment. Eternity being what it is, however, perhaps not. Still, if the trophies of those blasted scribes are worth something to you, then all you need is but to brave my trials, and they can be yours, and perhaps there's good in it for me as well. And something changes in her, and she changes the subject. I've likely said too much. I'm not to influence you in your use of the Beyonder Crystal. It is not there to be tampered with by anyone, including me. Forget what I said. Aw, so I did notice when I was editing that we had a chance to ask her when we did Hedlund's trial, and I didn't. So I feel like, I had more chances to talk to her than I have gotten to, and I feel a little bad about that. But in any case. Oh, good. Just as I was beginning to feel more bored even than usual. Let's summon Fae. You asked Sandra to administer one of her special trials for Fae. I must admit, I do sense something from that one. I once had a wild heart myself, quite like her own. We shall see if there is more to her than that. Let us bring her forth. Soon Faye arrives in heat of the summons. I wish I had looked at her and changed her talisman, but it's too late now. The scribes. I think that if I listen carefully, that I can hear them calling out to me. The apparition Sandra appears and unfastens her mask. Listen well, girl. The place where you reside at present has but a single rule, which is you answer to me here. Wow. Okay, I will. Such naive enthusiasm. Now be silent. It is plain to me that you have much to learn as yet about the rites, but you have learned something, and I would see you prove it, without the benefit of anyone, save for your reader. Okay. Are you out there to help me with this, reader? Absolutely. Oh, plus 10, okay. Ooh, little Tizzos, okay. Whoa. Haha! Got it. That worked out fine. Ah! Alright. Strategy didn't work twice. Just throw it right to me? I mean, I'll just keep doing that if it keeps working. Obviously, it doesn't work all the time. Ah! No! I saw it. It was too late. That was an interesting strategy. Throw the ball to me so that they could knock me out. Haha! Boom. Done. Quickest trial ever. Okay. How did I do? I must admit that you did better than I had expected, girl. You have passed this trial of yours. Some congratulations are in order to you and also to your lovely reader. Now farewell. Did I imagine all of that, reader? Because I hope I didn't. Wow, what is that you have there? Chimera's anklet. After Faye casts her aura, it can bounce off of objects in solid surfaces? What? What? I want this. I'm gonna put that on here right now. I like that. That sounds awesome. Put that on you. Survey Cold Moat. Having reached the Cold Moat, you decide to accompany Hedlund for a walk among the poisoned lands. Your conversation soon turns to matters of the rites, which you discuss at length. So many ways to see it, and that is one I can't say I ever thought of. By the time you turn to the wagon, you sense he gained a deeper understanding of it all. Oh, he gained enlightenment. Awesome. Look at that. You're just getting to the point where I'm not gonna have much left to give you. Stardust might have been better. I was expecting more of a conversation. Hey. Faye seems to be speaking to herself again. She's unaware of your presence, or shows no sign of it at least. Mercy, freedom. They are intertwined. Mercy shall engender union among all our different kind. She's reciting pages from the Book of Rites, though to your knowledge she cannot read. Freedom to the worthy. The downside cannot let us all go free. Thus freedom to the worthy. Is that not so, O Saint Trista? Is that not the conclusion which you formed with your 7 most trusted friends? 5th of the 8 scribes of the Book of Rites, known as the Disciplined or the Blessed Born, the eldest of the matriarch. She anointed the Book of Rites and gave its words their power. She pauses for a while as though listening and nods her head from time to time. Yes, I see. Well, I'm ever grateful to you, Saint Trista, for your guidance and your presence. And I wish all your friends safe passage there among the stars. It must be so very beautiful out there. With your wings, you can fly freely, can't you, Saint? You can visit me anytime. Come and go as you please from the stars, all the way here. You do not need a pair of wings in order to be free. I know, and yet sometimes I wish I was like you, or Miss Pamitha. But I know I am the way I am because I'm meant to be this way, and I know that you are always watching, so thank you, Saint Trista Thithis. Thank you, and your friends. She wanders out into the afternoon, leaving you there to consider her words. In the Commonwealth, her unwavering faith in the 8 scribes would have been seen as a delusion. Such prayer or communion was forbidden. The scribes were mythical figures, but even they worshipped the stars, and it was the stars that lighted the way for the founders of the Commonwealth, or so its leaders thought. Interesting. Okay. Alright. What is this? Oh, for Splinter, right. Okay. Continuing onward. Being here in Flagging Hands continues to sap most everyone's spirits. That's right, everybody loses hope. Maybe I should take Hedlund, because I think he gives people hope. Page revealed, page revealed. Mushrooms? Wait, it left. Come back. Occasionally produces foul-tasting mushrooms that are strangely satisfying to pluck from it. Flagging fungus. Why? Why would you keep that? We rid the land of an impending doom, but faced another of its kind, for we knew that we were trapped. Yet for each danger which we faced, for every failed ambush by Arch, we met with gentle souls and kindred spirits in the downside who deserved more than to fade from memory within this land. It was then the stars themselves showed us the way, delineating a great voyage across the sea. Near broken we became, but then at last a moonlit vision, that of the Rites, the Rites! Thus shall they say of us, the 8 scribes gave their freedom, so that we may yet have ours. Okay, and then we got another one. The Pit of Melithe. If there is one celestial landmark in which I would never again wish to tread, unless, of course, the stars beseeched me to it, it has to be the pit. 'Twas dark in there beyond all reckoning, if not for Melithe's sorcerer's lantern, all of us. We all would have been lost. What lies within the pit is not to be invoked, although I have no doubt our godly underking shall be unable to prevent himself from boasting of how Melithe sealed it there for an entire age. The thing yet lies there on the edge of death. Through its connection to the stars, it gives the pit significance. Walk there with courage and a steady mind. Well, that's ominous. Ron, you got some Stardust for me? Oh, hey guys. Look, I got something here I think which maybe you would like. He shows you several bottles of multicolored liquids of some sort. A sun serum. Grants 4 hope. Hello. Drag to a talisman pocket to activate usable once. So, does this is this a one-time talisman? Grants 4 quickness. Or can it, does it get used on top of an already talisman? Grants 4 presence. Because I don't want to... Yeah, they taste pretty good, I guess. And besides, you can give you just the little lift you need, you know what I mean? You get thirsty for them, don't even worry, I can get more soon. Because if they replace talismans I already have, then I don't want these. I don't think I want them. I'm not going to sell you anything, Ron. I'm sorry. I'm going to leave without buying anything. Sorry, friend. Ugh, just the way it goes sometimes, eh, Dad? Sorry, Ron. I'm sorry.